think you got to go through all the tape from the entire year at this time of year and, plan for everything. Again, there's only 65 to 75 plays this time of year, and you got to make sure that you're trying to give your players everything you can in terms of the preparation process of it. What they do or not do. You never know going into a game, so it'll be the standard procedure that we usually do.
Do you expect them to run him more, or him to be able to run more than he did in that game?
I don't know. I think you got to prepare for everything. Dynamic player. Said this before. Throw it, pass it. That's why he's up there for MVP, and got a big challenge ahead.
Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year in the eyes of many, taking on the guy who looked like he was going to be the MVP until he had the shoulder injury against the Bears, missed a couple of games. Didn't look spectacular when he was back in Week 18, but enough to get the victory, to get the 1 seed, and now Jalen Hurts feeling better as the Giants and Eagles get together for round 3. And this is the only time that I can remember, Peter, where, yes, two teams have met twice before, but the second one to me doesn't really count. It was the Giants JV squad.
Right.
They conceded that one. They defied the Tom Coughlin, John Madden, go out there and win that final game of the regular season and use it as a way to springboard yourself into the postseason. They rested their guys, and man, guys like Saquon Barkley looked a lot more explosive because of it in the playoffs. So it was a smart move by the Giants. So this is really game number 2. And when you're talking about divisional opponents, I remember this happening a couple of times in the NFC East. 2008, it was Eagles-Giants. Giants were the 1 seed. Eagles went in and won. 2007, it was Giants-Cowboys. Cowboys were the 1 seed. Giants went in and won. This will not surprise anybody if the Giants pull this off, Peter.
I don't think it will, Mike, because this Giants team this year, even though all of the characters are different. Remember, in 2007 and in 2011, Tom Coughlin was the coach and Eli Manning was the quarterback. So, there were a lot of similar, and they played the Patriots both times. But the similarities, I think, in terms of the two teams and the two teams at that time, and the similarities to now, I think, are many, which is those two teams, one was 9-7, went on to win the Super Bowl. One was 10-6, went on to win the Super Bowl. And obviously the Giants, 9-7-1 this year, now 10-7-1 after winning the game in Minnesota. They are a playoff outsider entering the 14-team tournament. Nobody thinks that they're going to the Super Bowl. This is Philadelphia or Dallas or San Francisco. I think everybody going into it, not necessarily Dallas, but saw this as probably Philadelphia or San Francisco. Now Dallas, with the way they played on Monday night in Tampa, now they're in the discussion. But the thing that the Giants do very well, number one, they control the line of scrimmage on defense. They really bother the quarterback with interior rush. Those are two things that are going to be hard for the Eagles to defend. But then again, Jason Kelce has only done it about 1,000 times in his life, so he'll be ready and he'll be used to this. And I think the second thing the Giants have is a bit of the unknown on offense. James Bradbury, I talked to him the other day about it, and he said the one thing you notice about the Giants is they don't make a lot of mistakes on offense. And I think that was a very prescient comment by him. And Mike, the one other thing I would say is, look, Daniel Jones in his last 2 games, he missed the Philadelphia game, but in his last 2 games, has thrown the ball to Isaiah Hodgins 21 times. So, okay, the Eagles have to know what's coming. And as crazy as this sounds, they're probably going to have to roll some of their coverage to Isaiah Hodgins, a guy who the Giants picked up on waivers 2 months ago, 2 months and 2 weeks ago, actually, from the Buffalo Bills. So I think this is going to be a game in the fourth quarter. And I think the Giants come in. I hate the term playing with house money. Nobody there feels like that. They feel like they have a legitimate chance to win. I think they have a legitimate chance to win.
I think it's more so the pressure that's on the 1 seed. The records go out the window in theory. It doesn't matter, right? But for the team that had the special season, the team that felt like it was its destiny all year long, and that started to dissipate for the Eagles late in the year. That shine, that glow, that gleam that they had. Once Jalen Hurts got injured, they wobbled a little bit, and they actually almost blew the number 1 seed. But they got the 1 seed. How do you justify that 1 seed season, that great year you had? Losing in the divisional round, going 1 and out, just wipes everything clean. That's one of the reasons why I think Vikings fans are struggling with what happened last weekend. Special season, all those great games, the Bills game, the Colts game, this game, that game, and it all just ended in a thud at home in the wild card round. And that's why I made the Rocky analogy, and I guess it is even more appropriate in Philadelphia, that you can catch that 1 seed early. They end up in a game that they didn't expect to be in. You get some of that what the hell's going on out there vibe on the sideline, and the next thing you know, you're in a much closer game and your season's on the line, and you're just a little tighter than the team that no one expected to be there. That becomes a real factor when you're talking about, you mentioned earlier you'd love to see the Ravens and Bengals in a 7-game series. When it's 1 game and 1 game only, those are very real human factors that can mess up the team that's supposed to win the game.
Absolutely. And, Mike, I think one of the things that is interesting about this game, when you consider all of the various factors in this game, I want to tell you something about the game 11 days, I think it was 11 days ago, the last game of the season. It wasn't only Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley who did not play for the New York Giants. Andrew Thomas didn't play, the left tackle who is right now one of the 2 best left tackles in football. Dexter Lawrence did not play. Leonard Williams did not play. Adoree Jackson did not play. I just mentioned arguably the 3 most important Giants on defense in this game did not play the last time. And what happened in that game? The Philadelphia Eagles scored 22 points. And Jalen Hurts, who obviously you just want to get him some reps, okay? But Jalen Hurts did not play an impressive game. And I'm not saying that means a lot going into this game, because it doesn't mean a lot going into this game. Because in that game, Jalen Hurts had 10 possessions, and he had 2 long drives in that game. And again, that doesn't mean anything necessarily. But I think if you love the Philadelphia Eagles, you probably wish that against a defense that is about compared to if the Giants' regular defense is 100, the defense they put on the field in that game was a 73. And the Eagles struggled in that game. And again, not going to mean a lot in this game, most likely, but it's not totally insignificant.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.